So what if we started asking God what instead of why? The last couple of weeks have brought situations that have been tough for my coworkers and me. So many of us ask God, why did this happen? Or why did someone not do something? In all my years of asking why, I waited and waited and waited, but rarely did I get the question of my why answered. Should I have even asked God why? Am I not trusting God? I had to step back and refocus. Maybe the question should be what instead of why. So I did what I do best. I asked my friend Google for help. I came across an author and blogger named Jen Sholin, a mother of 2 special needs children. Those who know my family and understand my connection with special needs children probably have an idea why this was special. My initial why to God did not deal with special needs, but this article was the first that popped up in my search. This was God's way of saying, I hear you, Danielle. Jen wrote about the why she asked God about the multiple diagnoses for both of her sons. And then she wrote the following. One day while I was journaling my struggles and sorrows and complaints and whys, I felt strongly that God was telling me I was asking the wrong question. What other question is there? I wondered. I didn't get an answer right away, but then it came. It shifted my perspective. The question to ask was not why, but what. With a heart to learn God's heart. For example, what do you want me to learn from this journey? What good do you want to come from this? What testimony will I have from this? God had never answered any of my why questions, but he started to answer the what questions. Because he was molding me into a stronger woman of faith, because he wanted me to trust him like no other before, because he wanted to start a blog and write a book to encourage other Christian special needs mothers with the things I was learning on my journey. Scripture indicates God's why of thinking in a totally different way than our own. By asking what instead of why, it puts God back on his throne. Asking what suggests humility, trusting God, and asking why suggests a hostility towards God's character, that he isn't really good or cannot really be trusted, or a belief that we know better than the Creator himself. I couldn't believe that Jen was having the same thoughts and struggles that I was. She further provided the following other scriptures and people in the Bible who also asked why. For instance, Moses asked, why have you dealt ill will with your servant? David asked, oh Lord, why do you stand far off? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? Job asked, why have you made me your target? And the disciples asked, why was this man born blind? And even Jesus asked why. When he was on the cross, he asked God, my God, why have you forsaken me? So what I got out of Jen's writings was this. Sometimes asking why is our way to express our emotions such as hurt, sadness, anger, and despair. But even when we ask God why, are we not asking God to comfort us? The past couple of weeks, that is what I actually needed, was comfort. God showed that through the messages, support, and prayer so many family and friends and strangers provided us. Several of my coworkers posted Bible verses which reaffirm God is the mighty comforter and in the most trying of times. When I decided to ask what God wanted me to learn from the situation, it became clear. Evil is all around us, but the good will prevail. Looking from God's perspective, he saw how a terrible incident became beautiful by bringing believers and non-believers together. Church doors were open and many people came together to pray and show love and compassion for their fellow men. So hopefully, when you watch your future Monday Minute, you're not going to end thinking, why am I watching this? But what will I learn from it? And let it nourish your soul. Happy Monday.